The cover of The Economist 2017 has leaked, and there is a high symbolism as never before. With the World in 2017 cover, The Economist magazine demonstrates its occult nature, while revealing the elite's perspective for the upcoming year on what they are now calling Planet Trump. For the past several years, decoding the annual cover of The Economist magazine has become a curious prognostication tool for the alternative media. These strange enigmatic covers are perceived as rare glimpses into the mindset of the elite, their secret plans, their symbolic communication of future events. The Economist belongs to the Economist Group. It is 50% owned by English branch of the Rothschild family and by the Agnelli family through its holding company Exor. The remaining 50% is held by private investors, including the editors and staff. The Rothschilds and the Agnellis are represented on the board of directors. The Economist takes an editorial stance of classical and economic liberalism, which is supportive of free trade, globalization, free immigration, and cultural liberalism. The Economist generally supports free trade, globalization, and free immigration. Presents us with tarot cards. It doesn't get much more esoteric than that. And the cover displays a very savvy understanding of tarot cards, not quite what you would expect from a PR stunt. All of the cards depicted are major arcana cards, which means greater secret knowledge, also known as trump cards. Is this a coincidence, or perhaps a play on words? Is Donald Trump the trump card? Well, the first card is a tower, and we note that no other card in the tarot has been as dramatically manifested in the history books as the tower card. The meaning is depicted in the biblical story, the Tower of Babel. The symbolism was enacted with the destruction of the Twin Towers on 9/11 and the result political transformation. It's also interesting to note that the reverse of 9/11 is 11/9, the day that Hillary Clinton conceded the election to Donald Trump. Perhaps the day that the politics of 9/11 will begin to be overturned. And how does this tower represent the destruction of modern secular Western Christian orthodoxy? Does it represent the fall of the post-Gutenberg era of an educated middle class? Well, it may be symbolic of the New Deal America. However, in the background we see two angry mobs, the duality of a communist party and a Christian crusade. This could be East versus West. This could be globalists versus nationalists. This could be progressive socialist humanists versus conservative religious Christians. This could be the chaotic divide that Donald Trump, in a wave of nationalism, populism, dominoes to follow, has and will unleash around the globe. You see, the next card is the Judgment. We see an image of Donald Trump sitting atop the world, holding a scepter, an orb, similar to the crown jewels of the United Kingdom, symbols of the monarchy. This is odd ornamentation for an American president. Indeed, if we didn't know this was the Judgment card, we might assume these were the Emperor card. What does this suggest about Donald Trump? That he will rule like a monarch, as a king? That he will make himself emperor of the world? This is the liberal media-driven fear, often associated with Trump's inflated ego. Many people in the alternative community believe that Trump will rain down judgment upon the elite and expose the lies and deceptions of the shadow government. The Judgment card is all about exposing the shadows and waking up the dead. However, the Thoth Tarot deck renames the Judgment card as the Aeon card, the next sequential card after Judgment, and last card in the major arcana is the World card. This is the card of completion and wholeness, of unification and integration. However, the card on the cover of The Economist is an odd design. We see elements that represent politics, culture, knowledge, the arts, and religions. This might depict a kind of cultural renaissance. However, the addition of the pyramid adds a hidden esoteric element and suggests a process of global centralization. perhaps a new world religion. The Thoth deck renames this card the universe. And here we see the next card actually reinforcing the idea that the New World Order card is now a deluded fantasy and that substantial work has yet to be done on the part of the elites. Here we see a massive populist protest and uprising against the globalist trade deals, specifically TTIP, TPP, as well as the EU itself. This is a huge setback for the globalist agenda, and we see the elite represented as the hermit holding the lamp of enlightenment high above on a cliff watching helplessly. Below him the world is broken, the dream is broken. The hermit represents retirement from the outside world, introversion into the inner self, listening to the inner voice and caring for the inner self. He requires retreat from any high life and loud company, and stands for a time of self-reflection and self-realization. The hermit card seems to represent going underground or going into hiding. It is the process of going within and learning from one's mistakes, discovering one's true inner path. It is also the path of keeping the illumination of enlightenment alive, so to speak. And here's the card of death. To sum up the situation for the occult elite, the second row seems to suggest their remaining options. Anyone who knows the tarot knows that the death card seldom represents actual death. However, in this case, on the cover of The Economist, we are seeing actual death and the depopulation agenda represented. It is an over-the-top four horsemen of the apocalypse depiction, depicting death, famine, nuclear war, and disease, like Zika mosquitoes. The magician card seems to represent the technological wizardry of the occult elite, one area in which they still have a stronghold over the world, casting their spell upon us. Two aspects of the new technology are highlighted in this card: 3D printing and virtual reality. This card suggests that while new technologies such as free energy and 3D printing could revolutionize the world and create a great abundance for the masses, virtual reality, the new television, has the potential to blind us, to make us prisoners in a virtual world of endless distractions, and thus enslave us in a new matrix of virtual technology, transhumanism, and eventually artificial intelligence. This is the real threat to the soul of humanity. The Wheel of Fortune. The images on this card are decidedly political, specifically relating the countries within the European Union. Fate still plays a role in the elections to come for Europe in the upcoming year, though they are not favorable to the establishment of the globalist agenda. Today is the result of the past. Future will be the sum of past and today, and no matter how accurately we plan, the Wheel of Fortune will mix up light and shadow. The occult elite are not above sacrificing their own for some ultimate agenda. Greater levels of compartmentalization keep the lower levels in the dark as the wheel turns. And here we have the last card, perhaps the most puzzling of the bunch, a collection of 8 pointed stars with the faces of unrecognizable celebrities. Perhaps the occult elite believe their ace card to sway a fickle and unfocused public in the celebrity endorsement card. Remember, Donald Trump himself is also a reality star celebrity. The meaning of the 8-pointed star. Whereas the 7 represents completion of a project, the 8 is the continuation that takes you to the next level. In terms of consciousness, the 8 takes you to the higher realms that are beyond the natural laws of nature. There is a sense of incompleteness within the symbolism of this cover, and the 8-pointed star suggests that this is not a completion of an end goal, but an intermediate step in some greater process. The star is also called the guiding light, and is taken as a symbol of the deep realization that the chosen way is the right one, that the end of this way will be a good one, and that there is a perfect harmony between the physical feeling and the physical doing. While Donald Trump may be prematurely considered a guiding light by the alternative community, The jury is still out. Is this a legitimate new American Revolution unfolding before our eyes, or just another manufactured civil war meant to divide and conquer? Only time will tell. In a negative position, the story can tell when there is a mistake in the code, some error in our feeling, that the way we feel so sure about isn't quite right. This is what makes this Trump so kind, even in its most negative aspect. It just gives us gentle warning. They have foretold many things that came true. We saw the attacks to Paris, we see the political transformation with the migration, and how the year was developed by the events that affected the people depicted in the cover. So let us pay attention. And don't forget to give your like and subscribe our channel and share. I see you next time.